My name is Amanda Strickler-Holman, and this is my case study for School and Community, Module 10, A New Role for the Parents Organization. So the case, or what's happening, there's a new parent organization that has formed, and they had a meeting with the principal, and they discussed about becoming equal partners in the school and deciding what's best for the children, and took it upon themselves to make committees where they wanted to observe the school and collect data from students, parents, and teachers. They have a discipline committee, they have a curriculum committee, etc. And the parents were hopeful that they could work with the school and the administration of the school, and that they could count on the principal's support. So really, we have the new parent organization concerns that are being brought up, not only from the organization, but also from the principal. They were originally part of the PTA, but they discontinued their membership from the national organization of PTA because they had other plans and wanted to form their own group. The principal was confronted, not consulted, meaning the parents had already formed this organization, had all these committees, and they were just telling the principal what they wanted from him. And now, myself as the principal must address the new issue at hand. So legal, ethical issues. The PTA is considered an arm or branch of the school. It's a national recognized organization that is approved nationally and through schools. So that they want to discontinue that and form their own, which is somewhat okay, because in the Rules and Rights of People's Organization, Section 15 and 16, that the state shall respect the role of the independent parent organizations to enable to pursue and protect with a democratic framework their legitimate interests and ideas, and the right of the people and their organization to affect participation at all levels of social, political, and economic decision makings. So they have a right, but necessarily the principal doesn't. Like, they can voice these concerns and they can try and advocate and such, but if the board does not approve them as a school organization, they have no say. And so there's kind of that ground right there. And I know the board policies are broad, but if the board does not support this organization, they really don't have a say. And I mean, some of what they're asking is the role of the principal. So ethical concerns would be potentially wanting a shift in power. What is the real reason they branched away from the PTA? Was it more because of social conflicts, or they wanted, or just thought things weren't getting done, so they were trying a different way? So the synthesis about what's happening is a new parent group is formed, breaking away from the national PTA organization, and they want to become more involved and have more power in how the school operations run and function. The known facts of this case, the people that it would affect are obviously the principal, teachers, parents, and students. The place that they chose to confront the principal was the principal's office, but obviously it affects the school and community at hand. In the program, they are an independent parent group that have branched away from the PTA. So, information review. This could create turmoil in the community, depending on if the community supports this or not, or if it's just a select group of parents that want to take control. Stakeholders need to be consulted. I'm sure this group of stakeholders did not just form, all stakeholders did not just form this one committee. there's many out there, get their opinions and thoughts. I believe the intention of this group needs to be fully understood. Do they have the right intentions in mind? Are they wanting to do what's best for the school? And we have to realize that both school and community groups are affected. Um, Either that we include them in some of these decisions that they are asking or that we turn them all away. Either way, that is going to be affected now that they have formed their own group and have already brought it to the attention of the principal. So, the challenges and options that I have come up with, option one, listen to them as they've brought it to my attention, but decline. The PTA, again, is a district recognized support group as a national organization. Therefore, and it is board approved, but therefore this group would not be supported because they have not received the proper channels of approval and they have no national affiliation. It could just be a parent group gone rogue that want to have more power than needed. Option two would be to discuss the option with the Board of Education. Hear their voices and concerns, but say I must bring it to the attention of the board. I can't just start a group and expect it to give it a little bit of control or say without the proper channels and support. And the first support they have to have is the Board of Education support. And option three would be to collaborate and find a middle ground of what they are asking. The group is welcome to view curriculum. That is a right that the public has. However, that the discipline and like the teacher evaluation and the evaluation of the school, that's not their role. That's the role of our Board of Education, the State Department, and myself as being the principal. So how can we find alternative solutions to work together? I appreciate that they want to be involved more than they have ever in the past, and have new ideas to bring to the table. But how can we sit down and work out together on what they are asking or what they want to show more involvement in than in the past than what they've brought to my attention right now? So my evaluation of these options one, is the pro is that that I am taking a stand and not allowing. I'm listening, but at the end, it's not a parent's decision or a parent group's decision. I'm in charge of this building and this school right now, so it's my decision, and I'm taking a stand. They're not going to be a part of it as a new group. The con would be I could risk future help. They may not be willing to help at all, and anger a group of parents. Option two, the pro behind that, they have been heard, and they just need to bring it up further the chain. It kind of relieves the pressure off me and turns it more towards the Board of Education. The con would be the potential for it to pass and what that could do to the building that I am in charge of. Or another con would be that the Board of Education thinks that they should have never heard it, that I could have dealt with this by myself, so they might frown upon that. And option three, the pro would be it's a joint effort. Stakeholders were involved, community members, etc. It's a diverse group. Ideas were heard. The con could be that maybe a middle ground could not be reached and they're not satisfied and left thinking, how else can they get their point across? The solution to me is option three, trying to find a middle ground that everyone can agree and live with. It's about what's best for students, and if that is the intention of this group, they will understand once I explain the roles and why this organization just can't come in demanding everything that they are asking, and that specific things such I have to look at what's best for teachers, teacher evaluation, school evaluation. That's my department, not parents' department. And my implementation would be in these steps. So first, what am I going to do? I'm first of all, I think it's important that the parents organization know they were heard, and I appreciate their willingness to help. And I know they haven't been as involved in the past, but I'm open to to these new ideas. Like what can we change that maybe wasn't going well before, and how can we come up with a new solution on how to do things better? Because what's always been done in the past doesn't mean that's the right way. Secondly, I would welcome them to view the curriculum. The thing that's available to the public. So that is a criteria that they wanted that could easily be met. But option three, who needs to know that they have to know that that's not everything that they're asking is not the role of the parents organization. So they're we appreciate their willingness to help, but they're that's not their education or expertise level. They know what's best for each independent child, but we don't know necessarily, they don't have the knowledge behind what's best for every child. And I have to look out for my teachers and staff as well. So the fourth thing that I would do is, again, I'm open to new ideas within the scope. Let them know, sit down, talk. What do you want changed that you're not happy with? And how can we help accommodate that without your specific demands? Um, so who needs to be involved is definitely myself, um, and maybe some other stakeholders or some board members, depending on how easy it is to come up with a different solution. And then if they just refuse any of these ideas, or what happens if this is not met, if we don't agree, then this organization will have no affiliation with any school activities. And this is because they're not a nationally recognized association and that they have not been board approved, so therefore they have no say. But being a part of the school and wanting to be involved, we would like to find a common ground so that we can help support all teachers and students. But again, if they are wanting more power than they legally can get or I can give them, then we'll just have to cut all affiliation and they won't have any association with school activities. And obviously, that would be my worst case scenario if we cannot agree on a common ground, but it may come to that. So, again, this was my case study for Module 10. Thank you.